the time for little flicks, bro. Fucking hell. Hello, look. Look. Main man's here, El Capitano. Come on. There you are. Big game today, little bro. Looking hella swell. Come on. Oh, go on, Con.
Yes.
Easy, bro.
Well done, yes.
Well done. All action today. No talk.
All action, man. Just
all action,
media,
no
man.
talk. Just media. You saying, boys? I'm alright, bro. You good? Come on. You good, my bros? Oh!
Today is the day. Today is the day.
I expect nothing. You good? All right, bro.
Today, boys, yeah? Right start.
Another big one. Come on. Side of the game you don't see.
Come back. Hey, get out. I'm not saying again. Why don't you come back, bro?
Forward the back, Paige, Ashley, Zach, Jamie as left back. And we go 5 across the middle, Fuller in front of the back 4. Kyle, I want him to go out on the left side wing, yeah? Simply because now I think we've adapted a bit more to it, a bit more defensive, and that's what I'm looking for. Get up there by all means, but then get back and help, yeah? Carney out on the right. Carney, I want to see you getting back and doing your job a little bit, yeah? I want to see a bit more from you today. We've been here a couple of weeks or so, but let's see if we can Carney and see what against us, because that's fine, we'll get to the right. Josh is going in front of Fuller. Carney, I want you to go up on your own. Now, I don't know if you've been in that role before, but I looked at you last week, you scored a nice couple of goals. So we're going to try it again. Bear in mind his height, boys. Just bear that in mind. Put your feet on through him, yeah? And then behind you, we're going to have balance, yeah? Boys, let's give 100% a real...
Finish the chances today, boys, not like last week.
Yeah, we missed
Make
so
sure we
many
finish the chances, boys,
yeah?
yeah?
They're going to give this mate, you know what they're like, but let's try and not let them play so much as last game round. Keep tight and work as a unit.
Hi, Jenna.
Sunday League. Let's talk about, I'm in the top 5 CB of the league. I'm number 1, blood. We've been at the top for how long?
The whole season, innit?
Leave me out.
Bowser's talking.
Leave me out.
Good morning, boys. Okay now. Oh, can't go anywhere, can I? I feel like it's fucking Sky Sports Jamie Redknapp. This Sky Sports camera's here. Come on.
Yes, no.
At the end of the game, you know what it is. I don't normally have nerves, but I'm nervous today.
Listen, title challenge game, innit? Come on. Oi, well, you are now. Yes, people, welcome back to Sunday League Settings with myself, Big Fazza. Now, this week in Oakbourne and Coronation Prem, we've got top of the table action with 4 teams bidding for the title challenge this year. Today, we see AFC Beacon against Highgate and Hazelwell. Now, less of me chatty-pattying, let's get straight into the action. Now, ball into number 8 for Highgate and Hazelwell, Roger, who sweeps one out to this right-hand side into the path for Louis, who's got plenty of time on the ball, whips one in first time into Justice. Over the bar, easily could have made it 1-0 within the first minute of the game. think the look on Gaffer P's face says it all, and Beacon can definitely count themselves lucky not to go 1-0 down in the first couple of minutes of the game. Now as we get back into the action, Page with a decent control tries to play one through into the path of AJ, but in all fairness to Danny O, sees he's out and goes out for a goal kick. Now I've said it on many occasions, in my personal opinion, Highgate and Hazelwell do play the best football in the league. Young, energetic squad who don't give you any time on the ball and any time to breathe, as proven here with the man Justice as he closes down Ash early doors, always decent with his feet. Tries to play one inside to Mikey, who tries to flip on around the corner into the path for H, but in fairness to Fuller, clears his lines, no further than Roger. Haroon playing right back today, plays into the feet of Louis, makes an overlapping run, but Louis decides to turn inside. The overlap's still there and the option's still on. Haroon tries to whip one into the box, but it's deflected. Roger plays one into the 18-yard box into the danger area. Competed for it, Justice gets his shot away, bounces out to Louis Ball on the rebound, back of the onion bag. 1-0 Highgate in Hazelwell. Now that was a decent finish there by Louis, manages to get his knee over the ball, hard and low, bottom corner, all day long for Highgate and Hazelwell. Now Ty Brown on the ball, out to Danny Yo, comfortable in the back and just trying to recycle the ball, but they can get a bit complacent, and fair play to Josh putting the pressure on. Connor manages to retrieve it, Kane does enough in his defensive duties, Haroon comes round and decent enough defending is scooped up by the keeper.
Work! Hey!
Throw-in taken just in front of the camera into the feet of Kyle, who manages to spin Haroon and uses his strength. Whips one into the box. AJ tries to spin on it, but he's got 3 defenders around him. Keeper clears it in the end, and it doesn't break as far as Fuller. On that right-hand side with Connor once again, who's always nippy and tidy with those feet, but there's one too many touches there, and it's intercepted by Roger. Mikey spreads one out to this right-hand side for the counter-attack to commence for Highgate and Hazelwell. Louis Ball is always going to beat the left-back Jay here. Younger, fitter lad manages to try whip one into the box, but Ash gets his foot on it. No further than Louis, who manages to get his head up, whips one in. It ends up breaking to Justice, who should go and make it 2-0. Highgate have definitely been the hungrier team in the first 10 minutes of the game, and once again Dan Butler spreads one out to that left hand side. Danny O's got the legs on Pagey, which I'd never thought I'd ever say. Ball whipped into the box, Ash does enough to get a foot on it, Mikey shoots but it goes wide. Now I'm not too sure if it was tactics by Pete for them to set up and play this way, or the lads on the pitch identified it themselves. This left hand side for Beacon is definitely the weak link, because they carried on attacking down it. Louis on the ball once again, another overlapping run by Haroon. The Beacon defenders ain't picking it up, whips one into the box, but Raggy, being the man he is, scoops that up all day long.
Hey!
Now as Raggy shows us his latest Bruce Lee impression, back up the other end, Akan is in possession. Referee tries to give the advantage, but he brings it back in the end. Fuller standing over the free kick, whips one into the 18-yard box, but Dan Butler gets his head on it. Doesn't break any further than Connor, but he's surrounded again by more Highgate and Hazelwell bodies. Roger does his defensive midfielder work, comfortable in possession, plays one out to H, who goes to clear one up the line, but it's blocked and goes out for a throw-in. A little bit of head tennis happening between both teams, but eventually it drops to Bones, who's always tricky on the ball. Manages to drop his shoulder, cuts inside the Kane, into the 18-yard box, tries to whip it back, but in all fairness to Ty Brown, he clears his lines. Now I don't know if this next little piece of skill here can go down as a now you see it, now you don't. Little flick over there by Haroon, but the lads tell him to kick it out because there's a man down.
Sunday league settings. Right back now, we're watching the runners up. You get me? 2 runners up for the league, and obviously we're the winners. Sunday league settings.
And you're always going to get something from Tone from FC Ballers, pitch side, giving his analysis on the game. And as we get back into the game, on that left-hand side, it breaks with Highgate and Hazelwell. Ball whipped across the 6-yard box, but there's nobody there to tap it in the back of the onion bag. Just out of camera shot, Roger retrieves the ball. Sized up by the left-back Jay. Goes for a shot, and it goes well wide.
Hey, it's gonna be flat, hasn't it? It's gonna be flat.
Now over on that right-hand side, the ball drops to Bones, and he tries to drive down the wing. Ty Brown comes over. They're looking for a free kick, but the referee gives a goal kick in the end. Now, you've heard me say on many occasions, people, if it's not broke, you don't fix it. And clearly Highgate have got the same intention. That left-hand side again is their outlet. Ball breaks to Mikey in the box. If he gets his head up and shoots across Raggy, it's 2-0, but he shoots straight at him. Now, hand signal put up from Justice. Whips one into the back post. Ty Brown gets a head on it. But what a save that is by Raggy. Always agile, decent with his feet and decent with his hands. Quality that is Rag. Now another corner whipped in by Justice. Same outlet, same man that gets on the end of it, but this time it goes wide, out for a goal kick. AJ in possession, tries to play one inside to Josh, but intercepted by Danny O. Into the path for Louis Baller. Now you see it, now you don't. Managed to get himself a yard, head up, shot away. Another decent save that is by Raggy. AJ on that right hand side, plays one inside to Bones, who drops the shoulder. And in all fairness to them two lads, they have been the driving force of Beacon so far. He just hasn't managed to come off for them. Josh tries to spray one out to this left hand side to Connor, but Haroon wants it more, reads the game a lot better and intercepts it. Tries to play it into the path of Mikey, but it's intercepted by Ash. Now a long ball from Ty Brown, trying to catch the Beacon back line off guard. Pagey miscontrols it, drops to Justice, who shoots, but that's easy pickings for Raggy in goal. Not only can he defend and got a decent pass on him, he's also got decent feet and can carry the ball. Ty Brown comes out of defence, steps into the midfield, tries to play Justice in, but Pagey reads the game and intercepts it, kicks it out for a throw-in. Now at this point, and as you can see, it's raining cats and dogs, but that was never going to be a problem for the pitch at the Birmingham FA ground because it does retain the water well and you can play some decent football on it. Like I said, decent football as displayed by Highgate then. Free kick whipped in by Justice, but Ash gets his head on it first. Roger can't get it underneath control. Josh comes around and eventually does go out for a throw-in. Bar a couple of attacks from Beacon, it has been all Highgate in his first half. Now I did notice his little back heel here by Justice into the path for Hayden. He whips one across the 6-yard box again, but Louis can't get on the end of it. Now Kyle tries to play one over the top into Connor's path, but it's just overhit. Now with all the talk on the podcast about who potentially the best player in the league is, you've definitely got to put Justice up there.
Lucky Justice!
Come on, boys! Let's give it some
Now with Daz, the Beacon manager, identifying the problem on the left hand side, early substitution, Jazzy on, Josh off. Shout for handball, referee ain't interested. Louis still in possession, definitely been the best player in his first half so far. Whips another one into the back post, but nobody's on the end of it. Now I'm not too sure if that was a clearance or if that was a through ball from the centre half Kane for Highgate and Hazelwell. Nonetheless, it set Justice off. Bowser doing his defensive duties, trying to see him off. Plays one into the middle of the pitch, but it's a loose one. Retrieved and picked up by Roger. Again, not enough pressure on the ball there from the Beacon players. Louis got more than enough time, but Bones has had enough. Picks the pocket of Raja and starts driving. But this is the work that Dan Butler does, which goes unnoticed. And in my opinion, he's definitely one of the most underrated players in the league. Mikey tries to play one into the path of Louis, but Raggy scoops it up.
Man for man in there a little bit more. Stop him from playing, push on.
Now Louis with another little dink down his left hand side of Beacon once again, but this time it's defended by Ash. Decent little turnout, and they start again. Now Haroon into Justice, who's one-on-one with Ash. Fuller comes over to back him up, still gets his shot away, and another decent save there by Raggy. Now there was a little stop in play as Raggy managed to get some treatment on one of his fingers after that save he pulled off against Justice. And as we get back into the action, into the path for Mikey, he's got Kyle and Ash around him. Still got the ball at his feet, manages to dig one out into the back post, but Page does his defensive duties no further than Raja. Snapshot, wow, wide. Now free kick to Beacon, just inside their own half. Bowser whips one into the box. I believe there's a little nudge in the back there of Ty from Josh, and referee ends up giving a free kick. Now as we get into the last couple of minutes of this first half, Haroon whips another one down that right hand side into the path of Mikey, who gets his head up and tries to pull one back. Bowser clears it, but doesn't go any further than Roger once again, shoots, and another decent block there by Ash. Hayden retrieves it on the edge of the box, plays it into Justice, whose shot goes just wide. Goal kick by Raggy, but Dan Butler gets the first header on it, helped on by Kyle into the path of Jazzy, shouts for offside, drags his shot wide, but it is offside in the end. Now on that note, we're going to go into the half-time break with Highgate and Hazelwell leading the game 1-0 at this point.
They have literally had nothing, lads, and that's because of your good work. But the one area where we're lacking is that we need to come off. Yeah, I've heard someone already say it, that final pass, crossing out wide. That's one thing that we need to start doing. Yeah, is we need to start doubling up and overlapping out wide. I've seen Danny O do it once, and then he's tried to do it a few other times. We're not using it. Haroon's doing it as well. He's not giving it in. Louis coming inside, doing that, and then passing inside. Haroon's making an overlap. They hate it. Defenses hate being stretched, lads. And one thing that we've got is we've got pace out wide. Fucking use it for fuck's sake. And the first goals come from us roasting their left back. And their left back's probably their weakest player. We haven't got anywhere near him, lads. Yeah? So let's probably start trying to do that a little bit more. And then when we do get the chances up front, I have said it before, shooting when we're off balance, when there's people in front of you, when there is that extra pass, yeah, we need to start being a bit more clinical up top because we haven't worked their keeper half as much as we should have. Right then, boys, we're all ready, yeah? Well, let's go for 45. Hey, lads, subs stay warm because you're all going to have a part to play in this game today, yeah? Because this game does need change.
The one good thing is, although we've had a bit of a caning, we've worked hard and it's still only one goal, so we've got every chance in the second half now to go out and try and put that right and get someone out of it. For me, from my point of view, all I'm seeing is that they're coming through the middle and we're throwing a lot of feet in the legs and we're not getting much. I think we've got to be a bit more precise and win that ball. We give them too much. They're clever players, they're moving around quickly. It's not all about routes.
Use your experience, boys, and your football knowledge today. Use your football IQ now today, yeah? Let's try not to dive in too much, because you know we're diving into a lot of challenges where we're not really even 50-50 going to get the ball. And then if they beat us, then they're automatically, they've got an extra man, and it's hard to turn and change direction on this pitch today.
No one to do it.
Yeah. Seriously, boys, use your IQ today and stand them up. And when we're standing players up and we've slowed them down, an extra man should be coming over the nearest man to double up on them. Urgency. They're doing it to us. They're doing exactly the same thing. When Bones has got the ball, when our players have got the ball, they're standing us up, they're not diving in, and then they're bringing the second man over to come and make the challenge or to make us force the pass, which when we're passing the ball short to each other, yeah? So what we need to do is we need to use that football IQ today, and when we can be physical, we will, but let's not force it. Because I feel like we're trying to force the physicality today, and we don't need to. Let's use experience, man.
Now as we get this second half underway, ball played into the feet of Jazzy, and Ty Brown goes and leaves one on him. Now free kick taken by Fuller. Decent defending there by Kane. Drops to the feet of Justice, who plays Louis in. Pagey looks like he's treading water just a little bit. Louis manages to drop the shoulder, cuts inside, gets his shot away. Decent save that is by Raggy once again. Justice with another corner, which literally lands underneath the bar. Raggy gets a hand on it, and Bones manages to clear his lines. Now, if you didn't think they had enough players out wide in the first half, that tweaking formation and going back to a 3-5-2 means that Highgate and Hazelwell have got more of the wing play. Unlucky by Hayden there, just goes over the bar.
Hayden! How many balls are we going to have down there? We're not fucking putting any points.
And just on that far side, Josh still mixing it, putting a tackle in.
No!
The standout player of the game so far, Louis, definitely driving the Highgate and Hazelwell players forward and has definitely been the man behind a lot of their creative chances. Now Justice plays it back out to Louis once again, who gets his head up, whips one back post, Roger flicks it on, but Mike is in the offside position. Now Josh in possession of the ball for Beacon, and it's probably one of the first times they've managed to get their foot on the ball in the second half. Pass played through by Bowser, missed by Ty, but the keeper's all over it. Change for Highgate and Hazelwell, Haroon off, Delmar on. Now Delmar straight into the action, as you touch, decent that is, gets the ball down, gets his head up, tries to chip one into the space into Justice, but as always, Raggy's all over it. I said in the first half, a lot of his work does go unnoticed and is very underappreciated, but breaking up the play and the bits once again is Dan Butler. Tries to play a decent ball through the eye of the needle, back out to this left hand side, but AJ intercepts it. Mikey nicks it off AJ's toe, but just into the hands of Raggy in the end. Now I don't know if it's just me, but Ty Brown's definitely got that Joe Matic thing about him when he steps out with the ball from defence. Plays it into Roger. Roger plays it out to this left hand side. I believe that's Hayden. And then Ty Brown follows this pass. And I will give AJ his credit. Gets a tackling and prevents Ty from shooting. Decent ball spread over to this left hand side from Kane into the feet of H, who had a decent touch there. Plays into Mikey. 1-2. Justice plays it a little bit overplayed there, and as you can see, Daniel's not happy. Back into Justice though, and he definitely hasn't got his shooting boots on today.
Tell me what we're doing.
The boy Pagey in possession, plays it into the middle of the park to Josh, who plays a decent outside of the left foot into AJ. But once again, the Highgate and Hazelwell boys are all over there. They've doubled up on him. Between Roger and Ty, AJ's got to play it back into the feet of Page, who tries to play it first time, but once again Kane clears his lines and they start again. Now the one thing I will give Justice credit for is, regardless of whether he's missed some sitters today, he hasn't stopped working and he's driven forward, and he has been the main instigator, him and Louis, for this Highgate and Hazelwell team today, and goes and wins himself another free kick. And you got the man himself, number 10, Louis Baller, standing over the free kick. As he steps up, puts it high and wide. That's probably the one bad thing he's done all game.
Short out there.
And even though the game hasn't really gone Beacon's way, all it ever takes is one chance, like this one, over the top. But in all fairness to the keeper, he manages to get there just before Connor does.
Watch the floor down.
Oh, lovely. Now, Danny, only you will know if this was a cross or a shot. I'm going for a cross. Another decent corner whipped in by Justice. Kane gets underneath it and it goes wide for a goal kick. Don't blame me, mate. Your first touch was shocking tight. You gotta love the banter on a Sunday morning. Nothing beats it. Now Raja into Danny O, and Jazzy leaves one on him. Now I know I knocked him about his first touch just a moment ago, but one thing I won't knock is his defensive in the reading of the game. Decent that is again by Ty Brown. Now just in front of the camera, number 3 Danny O plays one into Justice, but it's decent strong defending that is by the boy Bowser. Miscontrol there, and it's in possession of Louis Baller once again, who shoots, takes a deflection and goes out for a corner. Now these corners have been decent from Justice today, but the defending's been just as dogged from Beacon. And Roger, you definitely haven't had your shooting boots on today. Now as my mate on No Tech as Chief would say, Justice is trying to chop man out their socks still. Again, throwing just in front of the camera. Page tries to control it, but he pulls up there. I think he's done his groining. Drops to Justice, who's still driving at that defence. Manages to get his shot away, hard and low. But you gotta be special to beat Raggy from there.
Raggy.
Now a bit of controversy. Ball over the top to Connor Doyle, and I believe at the time was onside. He rounds the keeper and slots it in the back of the onion bag, but he is flagged offside. Dubious. Now as we go back up the other end, on that right hand side with Louis once again, who's been my personal man of the match today. He's done everything. Plays one into Mikey, but he comes off his wrong leg. He should have put it in the back of the onion bag. Beacon can't clear their lines. Kyle knocks one up in the air, and this is going to be another dubious offside. I think this was probably a lot more onside than the first one was for Connor. Should have been 2-0 in my opinion.
It was the first pass. Onion bag. Just the onion bag, please.
Quick sub for Highgate and Hazelwell. And as we get back into the action, probably the first time in the game Dan Butler gets caught out of possession. On that left hand side with Simo, Mr. Banton aggression. Plays into the danger area. Ty can't sort his feet out, and Connor Doyle gets his shot away. Saved by the keeper. Regardless of all the possession Highgate have had, you know it's still at 1-0. Beacon could still go and get themselves a goal. You got number 11 Jazzy on the ball, driving, looking for options, but smart enough, goes and wins his team a free kick. About 35 yards out from goal, it's got to be something special to hit the onion bag from here. Jazzy can't get enough behind it. Tries to play it across the 18-yard box, but the bits are picked up by Louis. Plays it into Hayden, first time. Now Hayden tries to knock it around. How about that for a little Rabona? Doesn't go into anybody, and in all fairness, Ash goes back home and starts again. But I don't think Peanut was happy with that Rabona.
What was that, lad?
Don't do Rabonas here.
And now as we get back into the action, ball sprayed over to this left-hand side, but Big Malik's all over it. Now, normally, I would have something cocky and funny to say, but Malik's got bigger arms than me, and he's a lot bigger, so I'm going to keep my mouth quiet on that one, yeah? Now, another decent set piece there by Justice, which they have been all day. Comes out to pass. I couldn't quite tell who that was that blocked. I believe it was Simo. The ball's still being recycled out to JD. Decent little ball into Dalmar. Decent touch. Just a shame the finish didn't match it. Now, just a quick analogy from myself. The top 4 teams in the Prem definitely are some of the hardest working teams I've known, and especially Beacon. I've never normally seen Beacon not be at the races like they have today, but I think that goes down to credit to Highgate and Hazelwell for literally flying out the box at the start of the game and being relentless throughout. Again, another chance created by the substitute tours. Beacon still looking for that one chance though, trying to play bones through, but Ty Brown, as always, cool and calm, just plays it out.
Highgate! Let's go!
Now, quick corner taken. Shout for a penalty. I'll let you lot decide.
Is that a pen or free kick? Watch it, ref. You can watch it, you know.
We chose the wrong game to watch today, fans. Sunday League highlights. There's no highlights here, bro. You get me? We come to the wrong game. We thought it was actually ballers. We thought it was going to be a good game, good quality in that. It's been dead.
I won't listen to Toll, bro. I was meant to go to the Power Galacticos game, bro. The only reason I come is because Toll.
I told him there'll be football out there playing for that shit.
Now, as the banter's still flying on the sidelines, but the godfather of Sunday League sash just reminds everybody who is the main man on that sideline. Nobody else but himself. Now, as we get back into the action, on its left hand side, Justice overplays a pass to Tours and Raggy scoops it up. Now, Beacon, with plenty of fights still in them, still digging away and still looking for this equaliser. Probably about 5 minutes to go in the game. Butler throwing his body on the line once again. Beacon have definitely threw bodies into the box and have managed to break. Now, Simo gets his head up, but there's nobody in there to slide in the back of the onion bag. Another chance goes beckoning. Justice just clears his lines and Beacon go home and start again. Now, ball sent high into the sky from Raggy. Justice manages to get it under control but tries to flick one around the corner. Retrieved by Bowser, and Justice has to take a professional foul there.
Justice! This ain't the time for little flicks, bro. Fucking hell. Hello, look.
Having going down and conceded a free kick, he's only going to win the ball back. Fair play to Justice. As he goes meandering down his left hand side again, his pass is slightly overhit into Tours, and the man Fuller has to clear his lines and it goes out for a throw-in. Now, throwing into Mr. Pin and roll pass, low centre of gravity, manages to turn Fuller in the 18-yard box so they can't get a foot in, cuts it back, but decent defending that is by the Beacon boys. I thought Dan Butler was going to get his shot away, but just being the man he is, just keeping it ticking over. Now on that right hand side once again, Highgate whip one into the box. It's a daisy cutter. Ash gets in front of it and the lines are cleared in the end. Now, as we enter the last few seconds of this game, it is going to end 1-0 to Highgate in Hazelwell. I'm Big Fazza, Sunday League Settings. Thanks for having me.
That's how we do it, Big Faz.
Big. Yes.
Raggy got his own one for the season. He's got one for the season.
Today was the day. We've done it. Highgate for you. Not every day 5-0. Some days 1-0.
I can grind out on grass. Grind out on grass.
We can play on grass. We can play on grass.
Any condition.
It's gonna go mash ups now, yeah. We're in, innit? We're in.
Hey, lads! Before peace starts talking, yeah? Everyone massive round of That's two clean sheets. It's the clean sheets that's going to help you win this fucking league for us. That performance today, it's not always going to be fantastic. You're not always going to pop teams 55-0. You're not always going to play beautiful football, lads, yeah? But as long as you grind out and get the 3 points, that's the most important thing. Well done to all of you. All the subs as well. It's only to those who didn't get on as well, lads. You get on with the extra games, yeah?
Man will play the percentages and do it down the line. He will play a ball that he knows our player's going to get, if that makes sense. And he keeps possession, he keeps us up there in possession. Whereas a lot of the time we're getting the ball up there, he's coming back and he's not sticking. So.
Massive 3 points, but you know what? I'll be honest with you, I keep it real with you. These are the games I worry about with us. You know, drawing against Hampton. We got Birmingham Elite. We ain't beat you in about 3 years, so That's what I'm saying. Those are the games now, you know what I mean? They're going to be important games for us. Everyone's going to look at them as home bankers, but Galacticos, I saw the turn up last week against these lot. So these are going to be the important games now. We can only do what we can do. It's kind of out of our hands. So.
But at the same time, just go about your business slow and steady like you have been.
Yeah, getting the W's, man. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about.
As we go around the grounds,
What do you think your team's going to do today? Obviously, new NFT.
Yo! Wait, Beijing into that one.
Don't start no fights today.
Yo, wait.
Come on, hey, Carlos! Hey, Josh! I thought you don't play for Galacticos no more. Come up here. I like that. Yes. Go. Hey, good ball. I 1v1. Hey, time, Dash, time. Stay there. Hey, channels. Man on. Deliver. Good football, you should. Oh! Good football.
Yo, man, like, you say, brother.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Go on, there you slap that. Come in like side. Man on ya. Unlock. Oh, go on then, stand. Touch me. Go on then. Go on then. Shoot that. Box off.
Superstars in attendance. So mad. That's the name, bro.
Yeah, you man.
NFT.
Go on then, travel. Step forward, here we go. One! There she are. Yeah! Forward, here we go. One! There she are. Yes!
Shoot! Me? I'm on my speed in here. Of course I am, bro. You get the zoom? Yeah, nah, I didn't get no zooms, no.
My second weekend up. I've been working every week. Back to working.
When you going on, mate? Go on, let's see. See that warm up again, really.
Take your time! Oh, that shit is pouring in there as well, you know. That shit is pouring in there as well, you know. Yeah, use that too. Yeah.
What a ball, bro!
Good ball that.
Come on, man. Hey, you can't lose this now, you know.
Huh? You say the next one? Next ball? You scored the first one, didn't it? You scored the first one? Yeah.
No set. Go first,
Tell me, you know.
Good ball. Play Highgate. Support him. Yes, Highgate, square him. Yes, set him.
No, where you let's go. On that note, I'm gone.
Oh my gosh! Fucking hell! Lads, man!
Now I want to dedicate this video to Michael Benjamin, aka Big Benji, my pops. May you rest in peace, big man. Gone but never forgotten.